When I got arrested at 22 years old, I was very immature, reckless.
I'm finally in a position where I'm able to make a positive impact in my community.
The sky's the limit with this program.
Welcome to Prison to Purpose podcast. I am your host, Michelle Kane, and I am so excited about this episode today, and you are in for a treat. We have Dave Dahl. Dave started Dave's Killer Bread, and it's an iconic brand. You've seen it at the grocery store. It's in most big box retail stores everywhere across the nation. And Dave's joining us in studio today to talk about his former life, formerly incarcerated, to how he created this brand, a multi-million-dollar brand.
Yeah, my dad was a very unusual baker, very unusual human being, and I didn't like him growing up. I didn't want to be anything but him, so baking was definitely not what I wanted to do. But I didn't know what else I wanted to do either. I did find that I liked doing methamphetamine, and that kind of pushed me into a new line of work, or several new lines of work that were all criminal.
Yeah. How old were you when you started?
Started
methamphetamine.
Drugs. I was early 20s. I was a late bloomer.
Okay.
I had already been married by then. Had a kid.
Yeah.
And jumped right into, when I stuck a needle in my arm, it was like a brand new world. I call it my first transformation in life. Wow. From really, really unhappy to happy, wow. but not healthy.
But not healthy at all.
Not a healthy choice.
No. And with that, you ended up, how did you get incarcerated after that?
I just, it was all drug-related stuff. I was always trying to get high, and I couldn't afford it. I couldn't keep a job, so I did whatever criminal activity I needed to do to make $1 to get high. And because my morals went out the window with the drugs. And so I ended up, the first time was burglary. Second was armed robbery. The third one was unarmed robbery. And the fourth one was drugs and assault.
Okay. And this was back and forth in prison? You
yes.
Get out, go back, and this was up in Oregon, correct?
Well, I did 4.5 years in Massachusetts for armed robbery, but people are like, why Massachusetts? A lot of things in my life don't really make sense. They just happen. I was running all the time. I was always running away, and everywhere I got, how they say you're still there when you get there.
Yeah.
So I had to deal with myself over and over again in different locations, and it kind of was good for me in the end. I just had enough and moved on. And
so how many years were you incarcerated?
15 years altogether.
15 years altogether.
Yeah.
And when did it change for you?
Well, it was 2001. I was 38, and I was in prison in Oregon, Snake River Correctional Institution. And when it changed, I just got to the place where I was tired of being suicidal and being miserable and being a loser. And I told myself that I'll do whatever I got to do to either change or die. And when I was 38, and I was having these terrible dreams and these terrible, just thoughts all the time. And I would go out to the yard and act normal, but then I would come back and spend my nights sweating and miserable, not able to sleep. And when I slept, I was dreaming bad dreams. And then I came to a point where I said, you know what? I have nothing to lose. I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care if they trip on me standing in the med line, because I'm going to get help if I can. And so I put a kite to psychiatric services there. And
a kite is like a little message or
inmate communication.
Inmate communication, yes.
And it was the best thing I ever did because it made me, first of all, I learned some humility and understand the power of humility. Because humility is not, I remember before that, everybody, if you said humility, oh, yeah, you're a humble, okay, you're a punk. You know, you're somebody's, you know what? And I was like, no, I'm not, but I'm going to do this. And it was like, I am who I am.
Yeah.
I don't care what you think.
Yeah.
And that just was a huge, great moment for me.
And you accepted your mental illness, correct? At that moment.
Yeah, people, almost everybody has had some sort of mental illness, even if it's just temporary. You know, so I accepted that I could use help. You know, for the most part, I'm not mentally ill.
Yeah. And how is your mental illness today?
It's great.
You're
It's
doing
great. I love it. No, I mean,
You've learned to accept it, though. And there's so many people that are in denial over it, right?
yeah,
And
I accept it as being part of my life, having experienced mental illness. But I haven't really had mental illness other than a bad day in 2013, which is kind of famous in Portland anyway. Other than that day, I haven't really been mentally ill. I did have depression for a while after an incident kind of destroyed my trajectory for a while. So I had really profound depression, but I overcame that, and it's many years ago.
And that was after you got out, right? And
Way after, yeah.
Way after.
So during the Dave's Killer Bread days, I never had time for depression or anything else until I got maybe too successful in a way, and it went to my head in ways I didn't see coming, and I had problems.
Yeah, and how many years after that? Was that 10 years later?
After I got out, it was about 9 years later, 8, 9 years.
And then it just,
I had
spiraled?
I had a spiral it was probably a year spiral that I didn't really see it happening. But I was
What did you do?
I just started drinking. And I was drinking quite a bit, but I was partying. I mean, it was normal. I didn't hide it or anything. I was just partying. I was like a rock star. Everybody was treating me like a rock star. So I let it go to my head. I'm like, I've arrived. I can't screw this up. And I managed to screw it up. But it's a very long, complicated story. And when as I'm writing my book, it's one of those things that when somebody reads my book, they're going to be like, okay, I get it. This is crazy, but I get it.
Yeah. And especially people that are in that situation, that they can relate, right? And I love what you do now and that you give back. So Dave, when you go inside the prison, I mean, you went inside Folsom State Prison, went inside San Quentin. What does that do to you?
Well, it's maybe a little surreal, because I remember thinking way back when, what if my story mattered? What if I was successful? What if, and could look back on this day and remember that. So it's kind of like that, that a dream come true, and that's on my side. But I get really excited about seeing guys with the eyes lighting up and they're working on things. I get it when I see it.
Because there's many incarcerated folks that are they have no hope.
It's therapy for me too. Yeah. I get something. This giving back is you get what you give, kind of. And I've been doing that since Dave's Killer Bread. People wanted me to tell my story, so I spoke everywhere back then. And it was a great way to promote the product as well. At the same time, helping, making a difference. And it's a perfect world for me in those days.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to get back to how you're making a difference and what you're doing now. And what is Dave doing?
I don't really know.
I don't even know. Oh, stop. I know. So we're going to take a quick break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
If this episode moved you, hit follow and subscribe to the Prison to Purpose podcast.
And remember, no matter where you started, you're always one choice away from a better future.
Welcome back to Prison to Purpose, Building Futures Behind Bars. I'm your host again, Michelle Kane, and joined by Dave Dahl from Dave's Killer Bread, former co-founder there of Dave's Killer Bread. And we were talking about giving back to folks. And I love how you serve others now. But it started with the bread itself and this company. And you actually hired formerly incarcerated, right?
Yeah, and that wasn't like, hey, let's go hire a bunch of ex-felons. It was like I got out with a really good new purpose in life, and I believe that other people could do that too. So why not give people that are ready a chance? So that it wasn't even a marketing decision. It was entirely just my brother, my nephew. We all understood that people getting out of prison and such can often be motivated, very motivated, and you help them, they help you. It's real basic.
So let's start with the business and how did that take place? I know you said the AutoCAD program, that drafting program that we have through the California Correctional Training and Rehabilitation Authority, or CalCITRA. We offer a very similar program. And you said that helped you with this, but how did your bread take off? And how did that business come about?
My brother was like, I was making cookies when I got out. That's the first thing. I was making different stuff, but I was working a regular job, like 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, and doing 20 hours or whatever of R&D. And first, my brother wanted me to fix the cookies and make them right, more appropriate for Trader Joe's customers. And so I did that. It took me a minute. Literally, it was a very simple process. But the bread he was like, no, it's time now. Enough of the cookies, Turbo. Let's try the bread. Let's get the bread. That's what we really do well. And I'm like, that scared me because bread's a lot more complicated, complex animal than cookies. And also, there's just so many big guys, big people out there, big companies just killing it, And I'm like, well, how do I compete with these guys and kind of do something that they can't do? And so that's what we did. I designed a product around by reverse engineering other products, like you would do in drafting. You reverse engineer, you take it apart and put it back together a different way, and you keep testing and trying different things. And so my bread, we were lucky, like 8 months after I got out of prison, I was already taking the first 4 varieties to a farmer's market opportunity. And I mean, everything was just like too good to be true how it all worked out. But the opportunity was there. It's a perfect test market, a farmer's market. And we proved the product so well that I was so successful that people are like, where are we going to get this when the farmer's market is over? And I said, well, here's a card. Give this card to whoever wherever you shop. And it didn't happen overnight, but it was like one store, one more store, another store, and which was good because each new store I had to go out and sample the bread and meet customers.
And this was in Oregon at the farmers market down
Portland, yeah. It was at the Portland Farmers Market, and then it was started at Food Front Co-op, and it just like co-ops and little stores and
just getting the name out, just doing what you could do, right?
Yes. I remember we were at 6,000 loaves a week or something by March of the year, the first year, and which was enough for us at the time. It was all a very small operation, but it went, it just started mushrooming from there.
Wow, and how that has taken off. I remember hearing this story. You shared this story at San Quentin a little bit. Talk about how that changed. And you went from selling and hustling, trying to get this bread out to everything at the Portland Farmers Market.
Yeah.
And fast forward.
Well, it was clear that we had something, almost like from the very first day. getting all kinds of attention, write-ups and everything. Back then, everything, way different situation. It's all TV, radio, and newspaper articles that were coming out within a short time. And they liked the bread and they liked the story. So I just remember having
And
one
it was
opportunity.
organic, too.
Yeah, it's organic.
Which way back in the day, I mean, now everything, it seems like
Uncommon.
you see organic, gluten-free, all of that. Well, that was...
It was a major
yes.
decision to go organic because we knew it was going to add cost, and are people willing to pay for organic? And will somebody come along and make a version of my bread, reverse engineer and copy my bread and make it not organic and sell a bunch more, sell to the people who don't care about organic? But I think it was funny because I started hearing people say like, well, I eat organic, I eat Dave's Killer Bread. Well, I bet you don't eat anything else that's organic. You just happen to eat that bread. So, and it's been interesting to see that people think that it's because it's organic that it's good. No, that's not what makes it taste good.
What makes it taste good?
Well, it's a lot more full of the good things. I call it dead weight. The more dead weight, like seeds and cracked wheat instead of flour, and, you make it more like a bowl of cereal, a combination of a bowl of cereal and a loaf of bread. And that was what I was aiming for. And so it's dead weight, and it's hard. It's a concept that's hard to make people understand.
Oh, I know it's... I went to the grocery store and bought a few loaves of bread myself, and I was like, wow, these loaves are heavy.
Yeah.
And I do eat it, but I haven't had all the bulk. I bought several loaves. And when you're holding it in the shop, I was like, oh, okay. There's some good ingredients in there.
And then if you open it up, you see the grainy texture, which, like, okay, Wonder Bread is the opposite of having dead weight. There's no dead weight in the product. It's just white.
Yeah.
This whole wheat flour, whole wheat bread, regular whole wheat bread has dead weight in the sense that not all of it's contributing to the structure. All these things take away, just make it harder to hold up, and it makes it a little denser, even though the idea was to make it somewhat dense and also really good for sandwiches.
Oh, and it's delicious.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Thank you.
Okay, so your Portland farmers market ended up taking off. People, word of mouth. You started getting into more and more stores.
Everything was just a little bit. It didn't go, but eventually you get to a certain point and it's bigger than you can even imagine.
Yeah.
You're thinking, okay, it's hard to know that that's coming. I didn't get out to become a millionaire. I got out to and had this opportunity. I just wanted to make a good product and contribute to my family business.
Yeah, and a good product you
it
did.
It just went really well.
And then came the moment where you and your family decided to sell the company.
Mm-hmm.
For how much?
$275 million.
$275 million. Did you ever
the company's
think?
$1 billion company now, but did I ever think that? No. And I never ever dreamed of being a millionaire. I just thought, hey, let me be
A multi-millionaire.
Yeah, I just want to be I just want to be happy that I'm doing the right thing, making a good product, taking care of family, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And giving back, which I just love that about you. Okay, so fast forward. I'm trying to get to the story that you shared with at San Quentin. Now you ended up buying something, yes, and share that story.
Okay, it's a long time ago now, but I bought a penthouse downtown Portland. It's up on the 27th floor, the top floor of this building downtown. It's just amazing. I bought it because of these decks. You don't see decks that big at that height, and it's the outdoor space that I bought it for. And so I'll go out there in the mornings or anytime and walk out and just look out, and I can look right down on the farmer's market where I started selling my bread, and it's just goosebumpy, you know.
Yeah.
And
How it all came full circle, and
Yeah.
now here you are in the penthouse suite looking down.
and it's
going,
also good to
remember your roots.
yes, remember the roots, the humility of it. Like, okay, this is to remind myself where I came from.
Yes. Yes.
And then I'm very fortunate to have had this, success. But my success was way before Dave's Killer Bread, when I put that kite in the box and asked for help. And I went to school. And that drafting was the beginning of my success. I loved it just as much as making the bread.
I love that. I love that. I love that. And I know there are people listening to this podcast right now, and whether it's you yourself or you have loved ones or family members, and they can relate with mental illness. I know it has affected our family personally. Many families are affected by mental illness. And when someone can take ownership of that mental illness and get help and ask for help, it is hard. It's hard to get rid of that pride. And like you said, you're a very humble guy. I didn't know you way back when, but I'm sure that was a different
Good for
day.
you. Yeah.
That's good for me, huh?
Yeah. Better to know this version. But humility is a big thing. I don't preach it because I don't preach, because I like to be humble. I like to be who I am, and I'm no better than anybody else, but I'm also no worse. And most of my life, I pretended to be better, smarter than I was, but I was always over here in this quivering, jelly-like mass underneath and going, oh my God, this is who I really am. And so I never could quite find that middle place of, hey, this is really who I am. I'm just going to be me. And so I don't have to know everything, because if I don't know it all, then I can find out and I can learn. And I realized that humility is teachability.
Yeah.
And so I've been teachable ever since. Even when I screw up, I'm still like, okay.
I made a mistake.
Yeah.
They always say that, the best employee is somebody that can take ownership of, I made a mistake. It's my fault.
And a boss.
And, and I can, and I will grow from that. I will learn from that, right?
It's so great. I get to start over sometimes in certain areas because I'm willing to do that. I'm like, okay, if the bread was like this amazing, almost a lucky stab, right? But I worked really hard to get there. Other things haven't been so easy, and the bread itself, I mean, because of the bread, all kinds of other things happen, and I had to be ready for those, and I wasn't ready for everything. So here I am, I'm 63, and it's time to, it's always time to get better and be okay with who I am now.
And you are okay.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
Let's take a quick break. We're going to be talking a little bit more about you just giving back to the community and how you are helping formerly incarcerated and encouraging them on. So stick with us. We'll be right back.
This episode of Prison to Purpose: Building Futures Behind Bars proves that no one is defined by their worst mistake. Every day, incarcerated men and women are rebuilding their lives through job training, mentorship, and second chances. This podcast exists to amplify those voices, stories of true grit and purpose.
Welcome back to Prison to Purpose. We are continuing the conversation right now with Dave Dahl, former co-founder here of Dave's Killer Bread. And we've been having just a great conversation talking about your business and how this business grew to $275 million. You sold the company, and how a lot of this business started when you were incarcerated in a job training program, similar to the job training programs we have here in California. And with that now, you have sold the company. You are multimillionaire. I know, and you're very humble, and I love that about you. Let's talk about how you give back and what you are doing right now. What is your goal? You said now you're in your 60s, and it's like, what do you see the future for Dave Dahl?
Well, Michelle, I think back to the days when I used to hear about people giving back, and I'm like, what the hell, giving back? What's that all about? Why would anybody give back? I can't even get what I need. And I remember there came a point when I had something to give back, and then I got it. I had something to offer people, so it was natural to do that. When I had this experience in my life of the transformation that began sort of with the CAD program, that was a fact. That was a factor, and getting help for my mental issues in prison. When I had that experience, and it was before Dave's Killer Bread, I just was like, I'm happy. I'm happy to be on this journey of self-improvement, growth, appreciation of life, gratitude. When I got on that journey, I realized I had something to give back, and then I put my story on the back of the bag, and it just was natural, and people were like, oh, wow, yeah, we like the bread, we like the story. And so my opportunity to give back came almost immediately, even though I didn't have any money. I was out speaking to kids, I was speaking to adults, business people, you name it. I was speaking to them, and they wanted me to talk to them. And so it was giving back. In my case, was also an opportunity to promote my product. Mm-hmm. And but it was perfect because we gave people a chance, second chances in the company, and those people became exceptional employees sometimes, and everybody's helping everybody. It's a pat your back, you know what I mean? Everybody's patting each other's back, trying to help each other, and it's exponential what happens. Yeah. So I kept doing that,
and trying to change the stigma from a person that's incarcerated, right? Giving them that, hey, you can do it. You can get a job on the outside. Once you get out, there are opportunities for you.
Well, once you see once you see how it works, that it does work, and people change and become amazing people, then you want that to grow. You want to build that in the world, and it's not just incarcerated people, but it's just life in general. But you can make a difference, and you can believe it. It gives us hope.
And there is true transformation.
There is.
So you talked about there's some organizations too that you help.
I think my number one favorite organization, I've done a lot of them, one way or another, but I helped an organization called Constructing Hope during COVID, when they couldn't get their money to their grants because they weren't able to operate. So they were going out of business. And I gave them a significant amount of money during that time and kept them alive. But not only did I do that, it comes back to that. You give back and you watch others give back. So I gave them like $100,000, and now Nike and whoever comes in and gives them $1 million. And,
they're helping.
Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden I'm not only giving them some money and helping them out like in the very basic level, but now they're growing as a result, and you see the snowballing of giving back.
And what is that organization?
It's Constructing Hope, and they're like what you see here. They teach people how to do the trades, and they give people an opportunity in the trades, which, by the way, I believe 100% that we're not doing enough getting people into the trades. So what an opportunity.
Yeah, and we provide a lot of those trade skills.
I'm excited about this program.
CalCitra, right, and the pre-apprentice programs, and just trying to get them in the construction trades, the carpentry trades, ironworking.
Plumbers, electricians.
Oh, you need it, yeah. We need good plumbers, good electricians,
we don't.
Right?
We really do. I'm going to pay less for my plumbing.
Yeah, I bet. So moving forward. So again, you're now in your 60s. Where do you see your future now? You're good with the family situations, all good?
I'm just so fortunate. Yeah, I got my daughters. I got my granddaughters.
You're a grandpa.
Yeah.
I'm a grandma, so here we are. Isn't it the best?
It is.
Spoil them, send them home, right?
But what are the odds, after everything I've been through in the early years, that they would turn out as good as they have? It's completely, every one of them is good. Yeah. All of them. I'm so fortunate. And then I've got the family. My brother and I, my nephew, we didn't get along in the Dave's Killer Bread days. We were partners, and now we get along fine. You know, everybody's at a different place, so I don't have any complaints there. And then, God, I'm living a good life.
Yeah. Well, good. So last closing remarks to maybe somebody that's listening, formerly incarcerated. We have folks that listen to this podcast, or even family members who have loved ones that are incarcerated. Some words from Dave Dahl.
Well, I think there's a lot of hope to be had. There's a lot of hope to be created. And organizations like, the people, programs like what's happening here in how do you say it?
CalCitra. You got it.
Okay, CalCitra.
It's a mouthful. I know,
Yeah.
CalCitra.
This kind of thing is going to make a difference. It does make a difference. I'm sure it's made quite a bit of difference already. And what's cool about it is each person who their life is changed, they go out and change other lives. They change their families' lives. They change they help their companies succeed, start their own businesses. And it's exponential what happens, the growth.
So tell them not to give up hope, right?
There's no reason to give up hope, never is. And I've had falls from grace, and I always come back. So I believe in others too.
Well, I can't wait to maybe even interview you in another 10 years, and we'll see what that looks like, right? Don't
with my walker.
No, you and I both will. We got this. We got this, Dave. All right. Well, Dave, thank you so much. I just really appreciate it. I appreciate you talking, being so open with us. Fist bump. There we go. And just thank you. Thank you for all that you do.
Great to be here.
And now every time I go into the supermarket and see that, it just, it truly means something,
I
right?
look so much better in person than I do
You
in a
do look better
cartoon.
than that cartoon character on the bread. So, all right. Well, thank you for tuning in to Prison to Purpose, and we hope to see you next time. Please like, join, share, follow us, and I always love to leave people with this line: hope does not stop behind the gate. Thanks again for tuning in.
Thank you for listening to the Prison to Purpose podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to hit follow, subscribe, and stay connected with us for more real stories, real growth, and real transformation. Share this episode with someone who needs a little strength today. We'll see you next time.